know what you're wondering. Why would anyone ever put themselves in this position? Sometimes, in order to discover something new, you have to push things a little bit further than you're comfortable with. And that's exactly what I did. This is where I was born and raised, right here in Wyoming. I've been riding my bike and exploring these hills ever since I can remember. But I'd been missing something for all of these years.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Energy is the number one business, it's the number one topic in this state, absolutely.
Talk to anyone in Wyoming and you'll hear about energy.
Energy is nearly everything. Both energy development and the effects of energy development touches everybody's life on a daily basis, which is why it's on the front page of the newspaper.
It's everything, but not me. Somehow I've managed to live here for over 20 years without learning a single thing about the one thing that sustains the entire state. Energy.
We're the #1 energy exporting state in the country. Does Citizen A and Citizen B in Wyoming have a say in this? Absolutely, because this is not only about the future of their town or their county or the state, it's really about the future of the country and how we are going to move forward with energy development and how we do it in a responsible way.
If energy was everything in Wyoming, then I was going to learn it all. And I was going to do this by riding my bike to the source and talking to the people that know.
Starlight gonna burn out tonight and drink till I forget. Somebody turned out the lights. Now I don't know where I've been.
I came up with the idea to ride my bike over 700 miles through some of the most beautiful and energy-rich country that Wyoming has to offer. Whether you live in Wyoming or somewhere else, you probably use electricity. So I decided to only focus on the different types of energy resources in Wyoming used to produce electricity. And so my journey to find out what defined Wyoming began. Word spreads quickly in Wyoming. On the day I left, a group of family, friends, and even strangers met up to send me off into the desert. You got this idea about energy. I think it's relevant to everyone. I think there's something out there for us to all learn, so this is kind of my contribution to that. So with that, let's where's your send off? Send off.
Right on.
As much as people could help out though, when it came down to pedaling between each different type of energy resource, I was on my own. Where the sun's at in the sky right now, there's no shade. The days were long and lonely. I would fill the time by recalling what I had learned at each stop. Wyoming is known for its vast reserves of fossil fuels, including coal and natural gas. Everyone is always talking about these, but what are they actually saying?
How much coal is in the U.S. is roughly several hundred years of energy production.
You know, I believe that coal is probably the most cost-effective energy source in the country. It doesn't come without a price, though. The price is there are emissions.
Carbon dioxide is one of the key constituents that's tied to global warming.
And those emissions need to be dealt with in order to keep the environment as clean and safe as possible.
The biggest growth in the industry right now is increase in natural gas-fired power plants. It takes an effort to get the wells drilled and the pipelines run to gather it. Industry and government projections more than 100 years. Without natural gas, it's really hard to develop and attract economic development.
Southwest Wyoming gets an average of more than 230 sunny days a year.
Well, if we find that method to store the solar energy, in principle, we could get 100% of our energy, transportation and all, from solar energy. It's really a vast potential energy source. Solar is much more expensive, but you really can't use solar cells at night.
Wyoming is also known for its wind.
There's a tremendous amount of wind resource available. It's just what impact would that have on the landscape? On a whole, it has to be brought down to be cost competitive.
The Green River flows through Wyoming and into Utah, where the Flaming Gorge Dam generates electricity.
Well, hydroelectricity is used all over the world. Hydropower is 95% efficient.
Think about ants. They eat something that keeps them going, and they're the machines. We have built our society on outside energy sources.
Natural gas produces 50% less CO2 than coal.
Of course, they still make carbon dioxide.
Thus, there's a negative aspect.
If it didn't burn, we wouldn't have a use for it.
There's a high interest in trying to capture that carbon dioxide. Technology isn't there to do that on a large scale.
I have drunk, whatever. All of my water for the day. And
Coal, very cheap to extract relative to natural gas.
It always takes energy to make energy.
I'm completely exhausted.
Sooner or later, we will run out of it.
Started on tomorrow's water. As a chunk of material, there's only so much of that that's going to be
gas, 60 years, coal, 200 years.
The biggest problem is finding locations to construct hydroelectric.
You get in roads now. It can't be too much further, because I can't keep doing this. The issues surrounding energy are massive. It was heavy at times, but I needed something to keep me going when I was alone. But energy wasn't the only reason I kept going. As I rode through Wyoming, more and more people began to get involved. When I passed through my hometown of Rock Springs, I was welcomed by not only my friends, but also people from every nook and cranny of the energy industry.
All right, folks.
Good to have you out. How about everybody on the corner on 3? Make all the noise you can, all right? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, come on! Mark will be riding his bike to Laramie via Pinedale for the documentary called Energy, Oh Energy. Talk about riding your bike to Pinedale. Awesome! That's hardcore right there. Good luck.
All right, well, I say before we get too much more sunburn, we might as well head out. Thanks for everybody that came.
Hey! We're going! Hey, good looking! Hey!
It was great having the company for a few legs of the journey.
Hook me up, show me the way out of the darkness, 'cause I believe we all need some light. Let's talk about peace and drink Jameson's, yeah. We'll have one hell of a night. 'Cause in our days, you know, it will all come to pass. What we said and what we did and did not do. And never be judged not by the money we made, but by the love that shines.
My girlfriend Carrie also decided to ride a few days with me. I was fortunate to have somebody with me through some of the hardest sections of the ride.
That way?
No, you don't go south at all. You're coming out at the right branch. The Salt Wells Creek Road mark takes you straight east.
Okay, I don't think this map has that.
So then Saturday, that's when you have to hit across the Red Desert.
I'm not looking forward to the Red Desert. I think it's going to be miserable. I think it's going to be hot. There's really not going to be anybody out there but us. That's kind of what's been on my mind. That's the Red Desert if I've ever seen it. Oh. So we gotta cross that thing.
A little bit past Fort Laclede, off on BL and 441. Than I thought it would every time we cross over the top of a hill, it seems like there's just another one there waiting for you, and it's getting old.
And at this point, I think it's just kind of a mind game. Getting up every morning and strapping things down and just pedaling down the road.
Can't see it from here very well. Maybe over there. We just got chased by a storm, but we outran it.
Two things will happen. When you get there, it'll either be hot and windy, or if you're unlucky, it'll be raining.
We're about 6 miles in, we're hitting a little rain. We've gone 46 miles today, and we're thinking we might hit 60, but if this rain keeps up, we don't know. It's hard saying. Bikes were no longer moved. We really butted up. We're trying to find some shelter. Honestly, I'm getting a little scared. I'm starting to shiver. I don't know what to do. There were times on the ride where I didn't think that I could go on, but then something would always happen. Whether it be finding a vacant shack out in the middle of nowhere, or the sun coming out behind the clouds. It was an incredible adventure. I had lived in Wyoming for 20 years, but I had never seen it like this before. That was crazy. How often do you get to ride your bike with wild horses? Whoa. All right. Being on a bike allowed me to slow down and take in the beauty and uniqueness of the entire state. Whether it was the scenery around me or the people that I met along the way. It was incredible to get to see the state in this way. I went into the ride wanting to learn about what defines my state. I learned a lot, but it wasn't all just about energy.
We'll see days again when the wine will flow, the groves will grow faster than they've ever been.
Although energy is a major part of Wyoming, it's not everything. What makes Wyoming so unique are the different landscapes, the people, and the energy.
Do you ever close your eyes and smile?
I had traveled 700 miles through some of the most beautiful and barren terrain in the world, meeting some of the most amazing people, and creating some of the most incredible memories of my life. So now, when you ask, why would anyone put themselves in this position? I ask, why wouldn't they?
Monday morn has taken this life away from me. I find myself in the same place again, staring at the same four walls. Scene makes my eyeballs crawl. No man was made to live the life I'm in. But I won't spend time on your giant clock. My imagination just won't stop. Just can't let this feeling go. I guess I should just ask you so. Sunday, Jane, oh, won't you let me come see you tomorrow? Though I know my time is 6 days away. Sunday, Jane, oh, this I know